Hello, this is Dominique, and we are going to be working on creating a Veteran of the Day. I'm just going to show you how I go about it, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. Um, so when I do a Veteran of the Day graphic, I already have the VOD template in my Photoshop recent items, and so I just kind of open that up and get it going. Also, I have a folder currently that has a lot of pictures of the veteran in question. And so I'm going to go in here and see which ones I want to use for the graphic. I like this one, this one, this one. I like a lot of this. It's good stuff. These, that's not going to work. Not going to work. This is a current photo, so I'll definitely put that in there. I like the Hawaiian shirt. And then we got this. So unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be able to use all of these, but let's see. It's a pretty good photo. So I'm going to open that up in Photoshop. Not sure I like the way this one's cut, but it's like cut off. Yeah, we'll see. This one's pretty cool. And Photoshop. It's nice. Seats in a car. Right on. And here he is in Hawaii. Cool. Now, I do it this way. Doesn't mean everybody has to do it this way, but I like to have all the photos opened up in Photoshop, and then I go in and edit them separately. In the VOD template, see at the bottom here we have this veteran photos section. That's where I end up putting all the photos. There's a background there. I put that behind the veteran photos, just in case one of them, like the transparency, goes so low that you can kind of see through it. This is an overlay lighting. It's called background textures. I don't use it as that. Other people might. You can if you wish. But you can see it kind of adds a little texture to it. It can be useful depending on what kind of look you're going for. Not sure if I'm going to use one of those yet, but we'll see. So let's see, which one do I want to start with? Here's Dad in Hawaii. I'll get to that in a minute. Here he is in a car. A lot of these are like they already have the white surround going on. So technically, what I could do, I mean, these are all pretty decent. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4. Alright, I might have to use a different tool. But they're already kind of collage looking. So I have this tool called Adobe Spark. You can use a similar tool called Canva, C-A-N-V-A. You don't have to do this when you create a graphic, but this is one that I might actually try out. Take a post. No, I don't care about that. I don't want notifications. I'm going to create a custom post. No. Create a graphic. Start from scratch. Custom size. There we go. 1920 by 1080. 1080. And skip this. And I'm going to try to pick a layout and see if I can do. Let's see, how do these photos look? 1, 2. It's kind of a square, rectangle, vertical rectangle, vertical rectangle. So let's see what we got. So, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this might work. We'll see how that does. I'll try to get rid of this little section here. Okay, and let's see if I can add some graphics. Vertical rectangle. Upload from my computer. Here's Pete. And Pete in the car, Pete with family, Pete with helmet. I think that's one of them. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so that's Pete with helmet. And here's, what's the other one called? Yeah, the Colonel. Okay, we'll try that. Replace, upload, the Colonel. Alright, and then let's try these. Don't want that one, don't want that one. Pete with family or Pete in the car. I'll go Pete in the car. Place, upload photo, Pete in car. And let's do Pete with family. Upload photo, Pete with family. Go ahead and scale this one up a little bit. It's small. Cool. And let's see. Borders. I like borders. Can't say as how I really care for that background color though. I'll go with white. Not sure why that color was the color that it was. Let's go ahead and scale this one up a little so that it makes it all the way to the border. And let's do the same here. Alright, and same here. Cool. Alright, oh, we can do probably the same right here. And then move it down a bit. No, we're good. Cool. Alright, so we got this pretty much ready to go. Technically, I could try to adjust the tone of some of these, adjust the coloring. I might actually do that still. We'll see. But to make the color specifically on this one match a little bit better. But for now, it's fine. It should do. Let's see, how's the color looking? I want to get his hair. I don't want to cut off his hair. All right. Yeah. So we got a nice little collage there. And I'm going to call this Pete. P-E-T-E. His name is Pete. Cool. Saving. And I'm going to download it. It downloads as a JPEG. And now we can show in the Finder. And let's see, I'll drop Pete into the Pete folder. Go figure. Actually, I don't need that right there. So I'm going to go over to this folder. Here's Pete. And it's looking pretty good. Let me open that with Photoshop. Cool. Looks good. Now, technically, if I wanted to try to like color match a little bit, one thing that I could do here is if you hover over this is a layer mask. Maybe not a layer mask. What I could do is try some selective coloring. And I could actually go in here and make it apply specifically to this side, the side with Pete that I'm trying to cover over. Notice opacity is 46. I would change that to 100 or something. And then, I could block all this out so it doesn't apply to it and then try to color match it. Like just for example, say I did that. And go over here, color all this stuff. So this is basically saying you're setting the boundaries of where this color matching is, or where this effect that you're adding is going to actually have an impact. So as you can see, like right here, all this is black. Well, now if I went into the settings for this and I said I want to dial the reds back a little bit, you can see that it's a little bit more red. Or less red. See, the reds come in, they drop out. Um, Yellow, yes, no, yes, no. You know what? Now that I think about it, select a color on a sort of black and white photo, not really the best option. So what if I turn that off, turn the visibility off, and I go to a black and white? Oh, there it is. Black and white. Ooh, yeah, right off the bat. Hey, I think I like it this way. So I'm gonna get rid of this. Um, Actually, that I didn't make that apply to just that section. I actually made it apply to the entirety of the post, and I'm not exactly, or of the graphic, and I'm not upset about that. It kind of looks, they look very similar now. So I dig it. This actually worked out well for me. I'm gonna delete this layer because I don't need it anymore. Nope. Select the color. Cool. We're ready to go. Now, one thing I like to do is select these, right click, and go to merge visible. I think you can also do merge layers, but I'm going to go with merge visible. And it's called black and white. I'm just going to call it Pete. Pete. Cool. So now I got Pete. And I'm going to switch to my move tool here. I guess, I don't know if you saw that, but there's a shortcut there called V, letter V. So if you type in letter V, it will move it for you. So there's that. Got that. And I'm going to right click and duplicate this layer. And the place where I want it to duplicate to, and get this in here, I want to duplicate Pete.jpg over into the VOD template. Boom. There it is. Okay. Now I got it over here. And look at that. Right there. Now he's going to get a little bit of stuff on his face here, unfortunately, like his medals and whatnot. Maybe we can put them down over here a little bit. We'll see. Usually I leave the medals for someone else to add, but now I want to show you, like, this is where you see this is a vignette. It's a lighting thing. It's just a lighting effect. Here's a canvas. If you wanted to put a sort of a canvasy color or effect on it. This is rust. It's a bit dialed up. I don't know. It might work with some more color. See? That's what it looks like. We turn it off. Here's the paper. Kind of like it. It's cool. But I'm keeping it in black and white for now. So let's stick with this for now and see how it goes. However, something that I do want to add is I want to add that picture with Pete in Hawaii. Where did you go? Pete in car, Dad in Hawaii. Hey, Dad in Hawaii. Now, there's a couple ways that I can do this. Well, there's probably innumerable ways that I can do it. First thing, though, I'm going to check and see if I'm going to try some auto color, tone, contrast. Not everybody does this. I'm sure people have their different ways of doing it. Also, I'll see if maybe we can do some brightness contrast changes, see if we can brighten it up a bit. Yeah, that was, ooh, there we go. Now some color there, Pete. Yeah, let's see how my contrast does that. I'm not really liking that. Nope. Wow, that's pretty cool. Sorry, I'm having fun. All right, cool. It's a bit brighter than it was. And if we go back to where we were, store to defaults. It was very dark. So open it up. Oh, too bright, too bright. 48. Let's get some contrast. Not too much. All right, cool. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. Maybe I'll try some selective colors and try to pull out some of the blues or cyans or something. It's not doing much for me. Now you can see it in the background. I'll just leave that in there. I'm going to try the blues. Because the shirt's got some cool blues in it. I think I can make them stand out a little bit more. Drop it down, kick it out. Cayenne, yes, no, yes. Oh, yep. Cool. That's cool. Magenta. Yeah, that turned to green. Let's keep it bluish. And yellow. Doesn't really do. Oh, yeah, cool. I don't want it to be too crazy, huh? No, that's crazy. There we go. All right, now let's try the yellows because I think his shirt has some yellows in it. So let's see if we can crank those up a notch or not. No, it's pulling from the background. I'm not digging it. Thought they were yellows. They might be neutrals. That's better. Yellow. No. Oh well. Would have been nice. All right, Pete. I think you're good to go. Again, I'm going to highlight these, right click, and I'm going to merge them. Merge visible. Merge visible basically merges all the layers that are currently visible. You can make a layer not visible by unchecking it, like turning off the eyeball there. So I'm going to go ahead and merge visible. Cool. Now that thing's select color, I'm going to call it Hawaii Pete. Alrighty. Now, I have another thing that I believe I linked to it in the, what am I trying to say? In Slack. And I'm going to try to find it in here. Sorry, I should have had that out and ready to go already. Nope. Alright, it might be in documents. POL. Oh, yep, there it is. Oops. Alright, I like this brown tape one. I'll open this Photoshop. Oh man, that one got saved on. Lame. Alright, let's try this one. Cool. So there's that one. We could technically use that one. Although this one's all black and white. That other one is not. So let's check it out and see what's usable. I like to, sometimes when I'm just going to throw a random picture in, I like to do it with a little, like one of these. Now this is one that I can go with. So right click, open it with Adobe Photoshop. That'll work. Alright, cool. Now unlock this, and apparently I can't unlock this. So I can't duplicate it. That's not good. Don't know what's going on there. Let's get rid of this brown one. And let's try to do something different. See if I can't drag and drop this on here. There we go. Alright, that did the trick. And I have to resize it so that it'll fit Pete. Cool. Alright. Now I'm going to shrink Pete a little bit so he fits inside this. There we go. Oh. Alright, well, I'm going to have to position this a little bit differently. Yeah. You see all that gray and white stuff in the background? That's basically indicating that it's transparent. Alright, so now Pete fits in here real nice. Let's see, what am I missing? I'm missing his toes. I'll make a judgment call on them toes. I think we need to see toes. Let's try to get as much of the picture as we can. But it's like the toes are going to have to, they're not going to make it in the photo. Sorry, Pete's toes. Cool. So there's that. There's Pete. And he's in his Hawaiian garb. And then we're going to go in here, File, and we're going to, oh, not File, Image, and Trim. I go to Trim. Trim is, here, I'll show you the trim stuff. Based on transparent pixels, trim it. Okay, and it makes all the extra stuff go away. See? And now we're down to just Pete and the photo thing there. Now what I'm going to do with this is first I'm going to File and Save As, and I want this to be saved in Documents. Oh wait, not Documents. Documents, and I'm going to put it in Polaroids. Sorry. Alright, heck with it. I'm just putting it in downloads for now. Dad Hawaii.psd. Alright, cool. I'll get back to that later. Alright, and now I'm going to take this, and I'm going to right click it and make a group from layers. So now this is the, this stuff pops up on my primary screen. Heat Polaroid. Alright, cool. And now that I have my layers in a group, I'm going to right click it and I'm going to duplicate the entire group into the VOD template. Heat Polaroid. And it should be over here now. Yep, there it is. Alright. And now, oopsie. It's expanded and I'm only holding one graphic here. And it showed up in a place where I don't want it. So let's go ahead and bring that down into the veteran photos. There it is. There you go, Pete. And I think if I push Control or Command and then grab it, it'll move the whole group. Alright. And we can adjust it a little bit. Make it a little smaller so it's not taking up the whole thing here. I say we should put it right here. Works for me. It's not blocking anything super important. Boom. There you go. And now, one of the things that we'll want to do is check. I have to check what branch of the military Pete was in. 16, science, 20. Pete's a Marine. Okay, cool. So we're going to go in here, and we have this stuff up here. This is the military seal. So if you go down here, see where I have Marines. If they're a Marine, you add Marine. If they're Air Force, you add Air Force. Army, you add Army. It's pretty simple, but in this case, we're dealing with a United States Marine. Hoorah. And then we have this stuff right here. War era text decorations. These are some kind, these are devices that we can wear on our uniform, but also we have Army Commendation Medal, Battle E, Cross for Military Valor, that's for France, Defense of Freedom, Defense Service Meritorious, I believe. French Croix de Guerre. Anyway, we got a lot of stuff in here, and you can use any one of them, depending. Oh, well, not any one. Obviously, it has to be something that the veteran has earned, but you get the idea. So you would go through and do that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let somebody else do it for now. And just so you know, for every graphic that you make, you need to create a version with medals and a version without medals. The version without medals is so that if you screwed up the version that does have the medals, you won't be holding up the process, because we can actually go through and create a version that does have the medals by importing the version that you created without the medals. If that makes sense. So you create it without medals and with medals, and if you made a mistake, then the one that has no medals, the version that has no medals, we'll use that as a basis. We'll import it into this template and then just add medals to it. And so that way we don't have to wait for you to go fix it. We can fix it ourselves. One thing that I will do here is go ahead and grab this group here and add a drop shadow, a little bit of drop shadow, and give it a little bit of pop there. Size. Notice if you sorry, I keep having to do this. If you drag these little slider thingies here, you can see the shadow change. I don't like it too big. Distance. That's how far away from the. That's pretty far. You don't want it too far. You just want it far enough to look like it's coming off of that photo. Give it a little little texture or depth. It might be a little too much. Nope. Distance is way too far. There we go. Yeah. Cool. And then you can adjust the opacity to make it stand out a little, or less, a little transparent there. I want it a little bit darker because the background that's on is a little dark, but alright, it's good enough for me. And last but not least, definitely not least, we need to add a name. Close that down. Pete Card. Alright, his name is Pete Card. So I'll choose my horizontal type tool, otherwise known by me as the text tool. And I'm going to write Pete Card. Very easy. So I just select that and I write it. Boom. Now it's good. For the most part. I'm going to see how everybody thinks of it, but this is ready to go without metals. If you were going to add metals and you come in here and you would be adding metals, and my recommendation would be to, so let's say if you got this one and this one, this is just a, hypothetical file. I haven't even saved this as. Save as, downloads, Pete _ card _ VOD. Save. Cool. Alright, but I would want to go in here. You want to adjust it so that, one, these are the same size. Generally the same size. I suppose. Alright, cool. And enter. And then I would do no more than, like, say 2 side by side, and then 2 rows of 2, no more than that. So 2 top, 2 bottom. And if you have like a service, like a device right here, if they have one. If not, no big deal. But that's how I would do it. Just pick their top metals and put those on there. You don't have to put every single award they've ever gotten. So there's that. I'm not including these because I don't know that he did get those, and I'm not sure what all awards we're going to add. But when you're going through the write-up, you'll see, receive this award, receive that award, and you'll want to go ahead and add those to the post. To the graphic. So there's that, and I'm going to save this, and then I go in here to File, and I'm going to export it. File, export it, and save for Web Legacy. And when I do that, this thing pops up. And I choose JPEG High, and I don't know, that's optimized. I guess that's what it was by default. Image size 1920 by 1080. You probably recognize that from earlier. And yeah, that's what I'm going to call it. Save. PeteCardVOD.jpg. And it's done. And so I should be able to go into downloads right now and go back up to the top here. PeteCardVOD.jpg. Review it. And there it is. Finished Veteran of the Day. And that's the end of the recording. So hope you learned something. Feel free to give me a call join me in one of the conference calls, or put a message in Slack if you have any questions.